All right, welcome back. We are Coffee with Mark and Joe, and we're into season 2 here. And we have done a couple episodes, and we wanted to get a different guest. Although Tony Fowler was great, but we decided to get some, we're upgrading a little bit. So one of the things that we really have noticed and talked about, and Joe and I talked about this before in the pandemic, is it happened, iPhones and phones and the distractions, is the connections and relationships have been a problem. I know, Joe, you worked at a high school, and you can talk about how social media and lack of connection impacts kids a little bit.
Well, absolutely, and especially when we're looking at teens, that connection piece with their peer group is essential for building self-identity, understanding just kind of their place in the world, self-confidence, all that stuff.
And we're looking at elementary, specifically some youngers, but the strategies kind of carry over. So our guest today is the fabulous Doreen Jones. Doreen Jones is an MTSS TSA. She helps with all things MTSS at half of our elementary schools, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Doreen, is like 17 schools? 17. So lots of work and lots of stuff going on. And Doreen presents a lot on a lot of different strategies, and she's going to talk to us a little bit today about relationships and connection, and how being able to build more relationships and connections with your kids and with you and each other, that it does help a lot with behavior. So Doreen, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself, and then you have some strategies you wanted to share. So.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much for having me. This is very exciting. My first time on the show. Love the coffee and all the paraphernalia here. Some of the things that I have done in my career, I was in the classroom K through 6 for about 20 years, and I noticed, I have to say, that the behaviors that I'm experiencing now, I do a lot of sample lessons and stuff in the classroom now and demonstration lessons, that the behaviors definitely have gotten worse over the years, and especially since the pandemic. And what I'm noticing is the students, once they feel like they have a connection with the teacher, a connection with the aide, a connection with some sort of an adult on campus, the behaviors go down by like 85%, and that's research-based. So some of the strategies to make those connections, a lot of our teachers in our district, you greet your students at the door. And this isn't just elementary, this is upper grade, this is high school as well. So in elementary, though, we're calling it four at the door. You look the student in the eye, you do, you say their name, make sure you say their name correctly. We've got a lot of cultures in this district, and that's super important. And then you do like an elbow bump, a fist bump, something that the student has picked out and feels comfortable with. And then you make sure that you say something positive, a little positive. So glad to have you here today. Looking forward to hearing your story, or something that you're going to be doing to get them excited about getting into the curriculum. And then make sure the one more is going to be, make sure for classroom management, you have something for them to do when they walk in the classroom. You can't just go in and then there's chaos. That's a huge classroom management strategy, is to make sure that they have something that they're going to do that's in there.
So Doreen, the four at the door then is eye contact,
eyes,
a name greeting, a little personalized greeting.
say something positive.
Okay.
And then one more is make sure you have something in for them to do when they walk in the room, because you, in upper grade, you have like 33 other students.
Right.
And one of the things about this that I love is that oftentimes there's a lot of kids in your classroom, hopefully not too many, but there's a lot of correction going on. So getting the 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 ratio where you're having some positive interaction, this can set the stage where you've already kind of primed me with some positive interaction and some one-to-one attention, which really goes a long way.
Exactly. And what I'm finding too, because it's not just about the teacher in the classroom making that connection, our noon supervisors, which I'm super excited our department has let us work with this year, all our classified staff, our paras, our front office. There's a strategy called 2x10, and this is highly successful. You should probably have one of my noon supervisors on this show to talk just about that strategy. It's 2 minutes a day, 10 days in a row. And of course, don't just forget about it after 10 days, but it's one student and it's that kid. You guys were that kid, right? In school, were you? Oh, just Joe.
I still am.
He's that kid. So everyone knows who that kid is. And you just make a casual connection. Don't ask them, did you bring your homework or something like that. You're saying, oh, I see you're wearing a Dodger shirt. You like baseball? That's exciting. Okay, well, I like baseball too. I might like the Angels, but something, make a connection with them, 2 minutes a day, walking in, so they start looking forward to that quick little check-in with them. And after 10 days, again, this is another research-based strategy, like 80% of your behavior of that kid will go away.
So great strategies, stuff you can use in your classroom hopefully right away because they're not too complicated. I know teachers have a lot going on in their classroom, so one of our goals is to be able to help them, and this is one of the things that Doreen does when she's traveling to her schools. She works with the teams and also individual teachers or grade level groups if they want. But just talking about some strategies that I can employ, because I got to be able to employ something tomorrow and not have it be so complicated that it takes a while for us to engage. So thank you, Doreen, for being here with us very much, and thank you
Those
all
are
for
great
joining
strategies.
us on Coffee with Mark and Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.